All right, here we go. We back at it. Homegrown Radio. Chuck Dizzle, DJ Head.
West Coast.
All right, we got another individual in the building, man. I love doing this right here, getting a chance to not only introduce the world to some new talent, to new faces, but having a moment like this. First of all, let me introduce Griff Tyler's in the building or on Zoom with us.
What's
Welcome
the
to
deal?
the show, bro.
What's the deal? Appreciate y'all for
And
having me.
and I love moments like this because it was like what 2 years ago, I think we did that handwritten show.
2019, November 2019.
And I remember this individual coming up to me like, "Yo, Chuck, check me out, bro. Check me out." And you know how it is, dog. Like we see a lot of artists. We especially in the middle of that show, there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
But I'm always cordial with people, right? But I always remember that interaction because the resilience and the patience that you had. You understand? It wasn't like, "Hey, bro, check me out." Like, and it wasn't like you were mad or anything like that. It was just like, "Hey, whenever you get a moment, check me out. You'll be hearing about me. You'll be hearing about me." So I love when we have fast forward moments like this. Here we are, Real 92.3, and we get a chance to interview Griff Tyler, man. Now, for the folks that have no idea who you are, we call you the singing ass nigga, Griff Tyler. But go ahead and give people a brief introduction of who Griff Tyler is, where you hail from, and all that good stuff.
Yes, sir. That moment is actually crazy because I remember that like yesterday when I was at that show, introduced myself. I knew I would be around. That's why I was so patient. I'm like, you're gonna see me again one day, and it's just beautiful that I'm here. I really appreciate y'all for having me. But I go by Griff Tyler. I am a singing ass nigga. You feel me? I hail from Inglewood, California. Been doing this shit for a while. Probably like 7 years seriously. I have like 3 other projects. This is like the 4th one that's actually getting some buzz. And getting people like, paying attention to me. It's been a hard grind, but I think I finally found my lane, and I'm gaining, a lot of steam from it.
I'm glad you said that because I wasn't familiar with you. I remember Salas sending me your shit, and Salas sent it to me. I don't know if Vic sent it to him or Sparkle. Somebody got a hold of your shit. But Salas sent me your first. He sent me Cold Piece, obviously.
Shout out Salas.
And then I listened to Cold Piece, and I'm like, oh shit. Now I don't know if you know, and I don't really like nothing. You know what I'm saying? But
picky ass dude.
Like, yeah, I don't really like nothing. I'm just being honest, especially shit from here. I'll be really critical because I want us to be represented in the best possible way. On some LA shit. So I listened to Cold Piece and I was like, damn, this is actually cool. So then I started combing through your project, Play Your Cards Right. So I'm like, damn, this shit actually is slap. Like, this project is it's hard. That then took me back. I started going through your other shit. I went all the way back to like the what's the shit called? Passion. Passion wasn't for me. You know what I'm saying? Passion ain't for me.
He wasn't passionate about passion.
Yeah. But I realized real quick that passion ain't for me. Like that's for the ladies. You not talking to me, right? So then I went.
Really was a singing ass nigga.
Yeah, no, trust me, I'm getting there. Then I went and listened to No Service. Combed through that. I'm like, okay, he ain't really talking to me yet. You know what I'm saying? He's still talking to the ladies. I could tell from Passion to No Service, you still trying to kind of like find your footing as far as how you wanted to be represented as an artist, right? Then when I got to Free Samples, I'm like, okay, all right. He talking to me a little bit. I talk back. God damn it, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So as I'm looking at the type of music you're making, you started off as a real singing R&B ballad. Like I'm singing, I'm gonna peel my shirt off and sing to the ladies. Then you started weaving into some tempo and I could tell your production got a little different. I could tell you might start fucking with different people. And then when you got to Play Your Cards Right, I'm like, okay, this is something that's palatable that both the ladies and myself could fuck with simultaneously. So am I right in that journey? Like, am I assuming correct in how you went through that process?
For sure. Yeah, that shit was crazy. It was just years, you feel me? It was just experience, just learning what people liked. Like exactly how you felt about that is what I was picking up. You know what I mean? Because the energy, it's never gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
So like as I was going through that process, I realized what was going on. and what was penetrating and what wasn't. You feel me? And I feel like what I basically did was just drop a little bit more player into it. You know what I mean? Like into my swag, my confidence. Um, I feel like you could hear it in the music. I just learned to be more confident and more learn to be like, as far as beat selection, what's gonna captivate the ear like that instead of like uh easing people into it and shit. You feel me? Because that's basically what I was doing. Exactly what you were saying. It was for the ladies. But I feel like they fuck with the new shit more than they fuck with the old shit too.
Yes, they
Because
do.
it's something about that player shit that people always gonna love. So
I think more importantly, it's not even player shit. I think it's just energy, to be honest. Like
yeah,
I've been doing this shit a long time. And when I first heard Cold Piece, like full disclosure, like I played it for a couple of other people here at the station. Like you on the radar now. You know what I'm saying? As far as like being able to make commercially viable music. So being able to make music for mass consumption for the masses to hear and listen to, vibe with, critique, or consume, right?
right.
So as I'm listening to as I'm going back through different things, I heard some shit that was cool though. Like what's the name of this? Sexy Little Thing.
Yeah,
That was on Free Samples?
I was on free samples.
That shit slap. Like I'm like, okay, I'm fucking with this. Like,
Yeah,
you talking about the vibe in LA and I'm fucking with that shit. But
yeah,
I remember one of my I forgot who said it, but I remember somebody told me back in the day when we was first coming up doing music, they were like, is just say something to the ladies. You can call them a bitch like Too Short, or you can romance them like Trey Songz. Just talk to them. Say something to them, and they gonna talk back.
yeah. That's basically what I was on. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Sexy Little Thing was like it crushed me and my team because we felt like that shit was supposed to be the one that like was like, you know how things are now.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that was supposed to be it. You feel me? But how it's turned out now is even better. You know what I mean? I still got that in the tuck, so everybody could go back and listen to it. It's funny because the producer for that, he just heard it.
You just heard the song?
Papa, yeah, he just heard that shit not too
Damn.
long ago. He
Shout out
just
to
heard it.
Papa. Papa hard, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he hard as hell.
yeah. He reached out like, damn, bro, my bad. And you feel me? So we gonna work for sure too.
Hey, so how does that work, man? Like you put so much into the last project, right? And then you feel like it's crushing you. Like, so what makes you want to pick the pen back up, or what makes you want to kind of get back into it when you feel like, damn, I gave it all, and the people didn't respond the way I expected.
Man, that's all love. You feel me? That's like on some shit like I'm gonna do this whether it's gonna work in my favor or not type shit. You know, it just making music has always been therapeutic for me. So I do it regardless of the attention. And that was that, just solely off the strength of love. And I feel like for everybody listening, you know, if you do anything you love, just keep doing it. You know what I mean? Because it don't have to work in your favor. It's helping you, you know, your soul, your spirit. You love doing it, do it. And that's what I
Right.
did. Eventually it's gonna work for you. Eventually it's gonna monetize if you love it that much, you know.
So what I want to know though is, when did you fall in love with this? Like, when did you realize, like, oh shit, I can sing. Like, this shit is actually, because we all do the shower thing. We all, whether
The
you get to
shower
church or
thing?
whatever. Like, we
I
all,
don't sing in the
hey,
shower.
sing in the shower. You sing in the shower,
I don't sing in
whatever,
the shower.
Shower?
bathroom. Nigga, you sing in the you
This
sang in
nigga,
the
you
shower
don't see the
before.
I
shower?
rap. I rap in the shower. I don't sing in
Hell
nothing.
no,
Bullshit.
nigga.
Bullshit.
Hell no.
Rapping has melodies in it. You was humming some shit. You was singing Backstreet Boys or some shit in the shower back in the day,
Everybody was
dog.
singing
Don't
that.
act like you wasn't, right? So when did you realize, like, oh damn, this is more than just a hobby? Like, I'm actually good. Was it somebody's response to it, or like how did that work out for you? And what age were you?
Well, my love for it started hella early, like 10 years old, when I just knew like, man, I want to do this one day. Just listening to the oldies, like Saturday mornings, my mom just playing a lot of old school R&B. I just love the way it made me feel, and I like, you feel me? I just fell in love with the fact that I could make somebody else feel the same way if I made it. You feel me?
Yeah.
So then by the time I was like 13, I was writing, and by the time I was 16, I was recording, like in high school and shit. But I never took it serious. Just like, this story, it just was dragged out because, I was hella distracted in this city, fucking with girls and all that. But by the time I got
You
20,
was getting yourself some material. Let's not front.
yeah,
There you go.
content. I got a lot of content, a lot more.
I got a lot of content.
Yeah, that shit was important. That shit was important. Your journey as an artist, you gotta get into some shit. But by the time I was 20, I took that shit serious, and now here we are.
When did you go all in on the singing? Because I don't remember what project it was, but on Heat Check, you was rapping.
Yeah.
You was rapping on Heat Check, right? And then also it was one of the last songs on a couple projects back. You was rapping kinda, and then like doing the hook yourself, but you was rapping. I heard 2 songs with you rapping on it for sure.
Yeah. I mean the singing, I went all in on singing probably like a few years ago when I finally was like, you know what? This rap shit ain't penetrating for me. You know, it's not for everybody. Even though I feel like I'm really skilled at it. You know, I feel like I have a real nice pen game. I'm very lyrical. For me, you know, sometimes it's just, you know, the way the universe take you, and sometimes your voice is not for everything. You know, I had to figure that out. That's one thing I would say too to everybody doing this. Like, listen to the signs and just, you feel me, be real with yourself. So that shit wasn't working. So I was like, this singing shit works for me. You feel me? And I could also just incorporate the lyrical shit into it too. Even though I'm singing, I feel like that's why people love it, because it sounds like a singing ass nigga that's like really, you know, getting off. You know what I mean? Like firing up, but he's singing up.
Yeah.
So,
what are
the signs of actually like it working though? Because you talk about not necessarily monetizing earlier off in your career. Like, what do you mean it's working? Is it again the response that you're getting from people, or is it the feeling that you're getting like, yo, this is actually good?
It's so it starts off with the feeling I get. That's number one. Like, because I'm always real with myself. I know what's undeniable and what's not. You know, that's where it starts off. And then 2, it starts off with, you know, I have a team around me, my boys, that they hella honest with me. They don't ever sugarcoat. So
good.
Keep those people around you.
Yeah, they're my guys. Shout out Lost Sound. That's my team. And they keep it real with me. So then I judge their reaction when they hear something for the first time. I'm like, oh, that's how you feel? Like, okay, bet. And then when we finally drop it, how everybody else reacts to it. And that's like the nail in the coffin when I finally realize, oh, this is it.
I always tell artists, because naturally people send me music and they want my critique on certain shit. And I'll be like, if I'm the first person to tell you this is whack, you need new friends. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You need a whole new team, because they out here yes manning you and told you this shit was fire and it ain't. So I'm glad to hear that you are open to that, because a lot of people they don't like that kind of resistance around them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, that's a big part of growing. You feel me? You gotta fail. You gotta have some hiccups out there, you know, and you gotta be open to knowing that can happen. You can't be too prideful. Like, no, I'm gonna just make every song gonna be a hit. Like, that's just impossible.
When the last time your team told you that some shit was trash?
Man.
Why you put your head down?
He's like, man, why you gotta bring that shit up?
You're not gonna believe this shit.
I mean, honestly, like I get that shit all the time. That's not like, it's not new to me, you know. It was a moment I was making I was making the project, but it wasn't Play Your Cards Right. So like we had started with a whole different idea. It was actually more so like a passion type. So we made like a great move.
It's gonna be Passion Part 2. Like, no.
We made a great move to not do that. It was more lovey-dovey, but it did have a few bangers in there, but it was more lovey-dovey. And I was like, let me put one more song on here. So I go to the studio, I do that song, and one of my boys was like, nah, like, it's not doing it for me. Like, we in the studio, like, nah, it's not, I don't know, it's just, I don't feel it. You feel me? They just hella honest. I'll just be like, fuck, man, I tried my hardest on this motherfucker.
So when they tell you that, like, do y'all like y'all run the fade in the studio, or do you
I'll be wanting to.
Hey,
like, all right.
Can you imagine he had a whole project done?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like,
yeah.
Y'all couldn't tell me this shit 8 songs ago?
It's crazy. Cold Piece was actually done. Guarded was out. But the rest of Play Your Cards Right wasn't done. and I had did this other song that they wasn't fucking with. So that same session, I was, let me try this shit to pick up the energy in here, because sometimes that shit get low. You know, like if they don't like it, it's like, man, like this just feel like a waste of a session. So I was like, let me go try this shit. And it was What's Up. And I didn't write What's Up. I just went in there and I did it in like 20 minutes. And then the total vibe just changed. Everybody like, oh yeah, like this is it. Send it to Perico. So send it to him. And he showed mad love, got the verse back in like less than a day. And we was like,
wow,
okay, we're gonna stay with this vibe. And that's how Play Your Cards Right started.
Got you. That's great. I'm glad that transpired, because had you went back into the passion bag, I don't know if I'll be having this conversation.
At least not right now.
Not right now. You know, I mean, there's a lane for that. Don't get me wrong. I just, I stay off that freeway.
Yeah. Yeah, man. That's why you always gotta have people around you that's gonna tell you the truth. If I wasn't told the truth that day, Play Your Cards Right wouldn't have happened.
So tell us about the album, man. The decision to name it that. What does it mean to you? I mean, because we all know the expression, right? But what does that mean to you? Why is that tied into the music?
Play Your Cards Right. Just of course, it's a generic name, but I feel like it could hold a lot of meanings. Being from this city, you really have to watch your back, whatever you do. Cruising in the city, whatever chick you're dealing with, whatever you're doing, you have to be vigilant. And you have to play your cards right. You feel me? Like changing the idea of the tape was us playing our cards right. You get the hand you dealt in life, and you figure out what you're gonna do with that, and not worry about what you don't have. And I feel like that's a big part in everything we do in LA. So I decided to name it that, and then put West Side Love Story at the end to tie back into the West Coast ode. And I feel like people really understand that. When you listen to the tape, you understand the situations I'm in, and you understand why I have to play my cards right. And I just use that as like a motto now in life.
When I was going back through the rest of your shit, Play Your Cards Right is actually the first project that you put out with features. Am I correct in that?
Yeah, that's correct.
Was that done on purpose, or did you not have access to features? Was people not fucking with you?
That was sometimes it was done on purpose. Like, Passion, of course, was done on purpose. No Service was done on purpose. Free Samples wasn't done on purpose. It was more so just like that's how the way it happened. But I've always felt like, not to like, be too arrogant, but I always felt like, I'll be in my bag. I could rap, I could sing, I could do everything that I need on a song. So I've never felt like the need to get anybody else on a song. But Play Your Cards Right, it felt like that was the right time to build connections and network and get other fan bases involved in it, because that just was a bad move on my part. You know what I mean? It was just too arrogant.
But you know what though? I mean, one thing that I'll take from that, I mean, that's one way to look at it. But the way I look at it is like, at least you gave the people a few solid bodies of projects by yourself. So it wasn't like it was carried by another artist, or there's no reason for people to be like, oh man, that project was cool, but it had whoopty whoop on there. It's like, nah, this is all me. So you either love it or hate it, whatever, and then kind of move on. So I think it's a good decision, because it helps you realize again what works, what doesn't work, but it also helps you build your own catalog. So when people do go back, like after they hear this project, whatever the case is, they can go back and listen to the old shit, and they can hear, bodies of work that you have, and you carrying the weight all by yourself.
Yeah, that's true. That's a fact too.
I'm gonna tell you something that I tell all of the young homies. Like, take advantage of your advantages though, bro. Like, if you got people fucking with you, if you have access to a Chuck Dizzle, you got access to these shows, you got access to other artists, and they want to collaborate with you, they will collaborate, like with Perico, and he sent you the verse right back. Like, collab, bro. Like, because at one point, when you, like you say, you were doing music about 7 years, at one point 7 years ago, you didn't have access to features. You didn't have access to these producers, to these collaborations. So if you have access to it, take full advantage of it.
Man, that's a bar. That's playing my cards right there.
Play your cards right, bro. Take advantage of your advantages.
Message. Hey, so okay, the Verzuz battle's been going down, man. Drake just recently said he wants to see a Justin Timberlake and I believe Usher. All right, what's your take on that? Who do you think that'll be a great matchup? And if so, who do you think would take it?
Oh man, oh niggas.
Hey, you know what? Hold on, before you answer that, is it correct? Can we technically call Justin Timberlake a singing ass nigga?
We can call him that. He just can't call it so.
Yeah, it is. JT, you hear that?
Right. Hey, yeah. Got you. Okay, go ahead. I'm bad. Go ahead.
But that would be a crazy Verzuz because I fuck with both of their music. Grew up on it. They inspired me. They influenced like my sound in a way. You know how I started off hella lovey-dovey and stuff. But that's tough. I'm gonna have to go with Usher. But it'll be close. It'll be hella close.
That one's hard. I mean,
I'm gonna go Usher.
Yeah.
What? Okay. Now I'm gonna play white devil's advocate. Okay.
All right. White devil's advocate.
What does Usher play when Justin Timberlake plays "Like I Love You" with the Clips?
Nigga, what?
You don't have to go.
I'm not mad at that. I'm just asking.
Man, if he don't play yeah, and just get that nigga out of here with that. Come on now.
I was trying to save that. I was trying to save his bag. You know what I'm saying? JT got some ones. got some ones. So
Cry Me a River?
Yeah, you got to save your bag.
Confession, nigga.
After that, though.
Oh yeah, Confession.
Yeah, come on now.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I agree with you. I'm sorry. I agree with you, but I'm just like I said, JT is a badass white boy. It's like three white dudes who could probably take your girl. You know what I'm saying? And he one of them. Real shit.
He said,
yeah, no, JT cold, man. He hard.
Hey, listen, if Justin Timberlake wanted your girl, Griff, he could take your girl from you, bro. That's a cold white boy. It's three of them, and one of them died. Rest in peace, Paul Walker. But it's three badass. It's three badass white dudes that could probably take our girls, dog.
Nah.
So Justin Timberlake.
He gonna take mine.
Justin Timberlake, Paul Walker. Who else?
It's Justin Timberlake, Paul Walker, and what's the dude name? The Jason Momoa. The dude who played
Aquaman?
Aquaman. It's them three white dudes, them three white boys, come take your girl, dog. Straight up. I'm telling you. Griff think it's a game. Hey, listen, listen. Don't take your girl to see the new Aquaman movie, dog.
Man, I already watched that shit, man. Hey, what you think, Chuck?
Nah, my girl ain't fucking with it. Like,
his girl, though, she a gangster, and his wife is a gangster, and she don't like pink nipples, so she wouldn't.
All right, bro. Hey, you wild, bro.
With it. All right, so another battle. A lot of people have been talking about, but they since the Justin Timberlake and Usher shit's been going up, they stopped talking about this one. And I don't want to see the battle go down, but I had a lot of people on my head when I said what I'm about to say, and I'll get your reaction from it. You said Usher versus Justin Timberlake. What if you entered Chris Brown into the mix? Usher or Chris Brown?
Ooh. That's a tough one. Y'all want to answer first?
No.
No, we want you to answer first.
We want you to answer.
That's tough. That's tough, bro. You know what? This is a situation where I gotta play my cards right, and just thinking off of my career, I'm gonna pick Chris Brown based off the strength that I could probably work with him one day, and he's younger than Usher.
Being political, that's cool, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yep.
I picked Chris Brown as well. I'm like, yo, Chris Brown got hits, and Chris Brown can fucking turn flips. I ain't seen Usher turn flips, and there's no diss to Usher.
I'm sorry. What the fuck
is the most talented nigga in the world?
What the fuck does turn flips mean?
Nigga, it's my country shit back in the day. Turn flips, nigga.
What the fuck does that mean?
That nigga, he can sing. He can turn a flip. Griff knew what I was talking about. He's talented.
He can turn a flip. Rich around and rich it off. Hey, take them hogs back outside. Tell Mom and Paul we be out for supper.
Tell him turn some flips.
Yeah, turn a flip before supper. The fuck are you talking about? What?
You know what? Fuck it.
Nah, but I know what he meant.
I don't know what he meant.
Whatever. Don't listen to this fool. So you pick Chris Brown over Usher, and I thought so too. And it was not down in Usher at all. Usher is amazing, but I also think that when it comes to situations like this, you got somebody that paves the way for another artist to kind of excel and do what he does. Like Usher put the bar right here, and I think Chris Brown kind of like exceeded that and went beyond. So, and a lot of people didn't understand it. They were like, "Oh man, well, Usher has Confessions and he has this." I'm like, no, Confessions, immaculate album.
Right.
If anything, you can hold that as a body of work. I'm like, yo, that you can't touch that. But when it comes to just all around talent, Chris Brown got it. You understand? And it is more like, bigging up Chris Brown versus actually down in Usher. So I just wanted your thoughts on it because I feel the same way. Hey, what do you think?
I'm gonna go Chris Breezy all day. I'm gonna go Chris
All right.
Breezy though over pretty much everybody.
I was just wondering why people were tripping off it. I'm like, damn, is it that much?
I ain't never seen no shit like Chris Breezy, dog. That I seen it with my own two eyes multiple times. That boy is a badass motherfucker, bro.
Crazy.
You said that you had a couple of influences. You said Justin Timberlake. You said Usher. Both you get some of your style and influence from. Where's the rest of Griff Tyler influences?
The artists like, as I was like in high school, the artists like Drake and like Kanye, the people who like defied the odds of like the genre and like they dibbled and dabbled into multiple genres at once. That was hella inspiring, and that's what made me start singing more. You know what I mean? I'm like, because I started rapping first, and I started singing more, and that's who's inspired like the whole wave of like melodic flow and singing and rapping anyway. And then as far as like, damn, it's a lot of artists. I'm also inspired by a lot of rappers. In high school, I listened to a lot of Nip and Cole just to get through the days. And those are people who influence my mindset and mentality rather than my music. You feel me? I could go on and on though, as far as like my inspirations. I'm a music connoisseur. I love music, so I listen to everybody.
Quick question: when it comes to R&B, right? Do you feel like R&B could exist without? I'm gonna probably mess the word up. Toxicity. There we go. Without anybody. Okay.
Not at all.
And this is a thing that we've had. Like you've heard people say, and again, no shot to the queen, but yo, man, Mary J. Blige, when she going through some shit, she creates a great album, right? Usher going through some shit, amazing music, right? Amazing album. But when niggas is in love, so where does that lie in terms of the content versus like your reality? And we all assume we want to be in love. I don't know about you, but you know what I'm saying? You want to get married, you want to do whatever, right? You want to have a family, a household, whatever. The things that people sing about, right? Especially the oldies. But these things can't exist without the great music. Can't exist without the toxicity. Yeah, whatever. There we go. It can't exist without that. So where's your thoughts on that?
I feel like people go through heartbreak more than they go through like joy. And when you listening to music and you trying to get a feeling and you vibing, you want to hear something you can relate to more times than not. So that's where it comes from. And toxic shit just sound better. You just like to hear some wrong shit on a song. You know what I mean? I like doing it. I like putting wrong shit on a song. So yeah.
Have you ever been in a situation, all right, where you can be involved with a young lady, you can be in a situation, right? And you like, oh, this would be a fire song. Like in the middle of it?
In the middle of it,
like fire track.
Man, that happens all the time. I'll take from every you got to watch me. I take every mental note. I'm like, 5 minutes from now I'm gonna write that down and put it a part of a song.
I want to be clear on what we're saying here. Have you ever been in the middle of an interaction with a woman and said to yourself mid-interaction that this is going to be in a song?
Yes.
How do you have conscious thoughts? Because I know that blood is not necessarily in my brain when I'm having interactions with women.
Hey, what's this interaction you speaking of?
Right. Come on now.
Hey, it's a couple of them. You know what I'm saying? None of them involve blood in my brain. None of You know what I'm saying?
Ass nigga,
I mean, shit. I mean, like, I don't know how that happens. It happens on its own. It's just in me. Like, I just all of a sudden.
In you, for sure.
Have you ever told the individual, like, hey, you know I'm about to write a song about this shit?
Yes, absolutely.
That's what you playing your cards right. You playing your cards right, bro.
How is Griff Tyler in dealings with women? Like when you, I'm not saying your current situation, but I'm saying, are you the guy to walk up and talk to a girl? You the guy to walk up and mac to her? You the guy to walk up and say some slick shit? You throw rocks at her? Like how? What?
Rocks at her?
You know, like on the playground. Like anyway. You know, like what's your approach to dealing with that?
You turn flips?
Do you turn flips
on the playground?
Put my thoughts on the hogs.
Hey man, tell them eliminate any thoughts of you and macking to a girl on the playground. That just don't sound right at all.
That don't sound right at all.
Oh yeah, that sounded crazy.
You tripping right now.
That sounded crazy.
So when you approach the girls at the playground, you know what I'm saying? How you?
When you approach the girls at the playground, oh my God. Okay,
he's fucking up.
My bad. That's my bad.
Yeah,
that's my bad.
Trying to set me up for failure, man.
When you approach the women at the grocery store, pre-COVID, you know what I'm saying? So you could actually see shit other than their eyes. You know, what would be something that how would you approach women?
Man, I mean, back in my younger days, I was just thirsty. You know, honestly, I was hella thirsty in my younger days, where I was just like, "What's up?" You feel me? Just like the song. You know, the song was kind of inspired by my mentality in those days. I ain't have no pickup line. It's just like, this is what it is. You know what it is. So what's up? Let's
you know what? So you say that to the girl? Hey, you know what it is. So what's up?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, not now.
Okay, but is that's you? Okay, so a girl is just at Trader Joe's. You just walk up to her and you say, you know what it is. So what's up? It's like what?
Hey, no. I'm talking about like once we have a rapport. But as far as like if I like approached a girl, it would be more so on you know, I obviously approach you because I'm attracted to you. You feel me? That's the first step anyway. So if you've grown enough to understand that, then we can move forward from there.
So when you walk up to her, what do you say?
That's what I would say.
He just gave you the line.
Oh, okay. All right, got you. All right, I'm taking notes because I don't know how to do that shit. So I'm trying to.
All right, so
but usually I wouldn't even have to do that. Usually, in my experiences with women, I would meet them like on accident at a party or some shit like that, or mutual friends. So I never even really had to do that. Like walk up to a girl like, yo, you know what I'm saying? So
me either, my brother. Me either.
All right. So I think Head needs another tip. All right. He was on live recently, and explain to him what you told the young lady.
I was on live with the homegirl Alin, and I was explaining to her that kissing is not necessary when you're being intimate.
Stop. That's it. Do you agree or disagree?
I disagree.
So you okay, Griff Tyler, since we want to play this game, so you mean to tell me that every woman that you have engaged in physical interaction with, you have kissed in the mouth?
No, I'm not saying that.
Thank you. Okay, and that's not the go ahead.
Well, wait, ask your question again, Chuck.
Nah, you answered the question.
No, you answered it. You answered it. No, you answered it. And that's my point. I understand that in all cases it's not necessary.
It depends on how far you want to take it, or like, you know what I'm saying? How you really feel about it.
Exactly.
I'm saying kissing is something that you don't necessarily have to do. So that's all.
You don't have to do it if you ain't trying to, you know, tickle her fancy.
All right,
if you want to tickle her fancy, then you're gonna kiss her.
There we go. That's what I'm saying. It's necessary.
Whatever that means.
It's necessary.
It's necessary.
He's saying it's necessary.
Turn
it's
and flip.
necessary.
Hey, that's
Whatever,
the name of this episode. Is
Turn and flip. Turn and flip.
I don't know what the fuck
Tyler.
that means. I don't know what neither one of you niggas is talking about right now. But anyway.
All right. So we do the. Yeah, man. Man. Yeah. All right. So we do this thing called curbside confession. All right. Which means as a driver, as a passenger, whether somebody deliver food to you, whatever the case is. What's the craziest story that you've had? You know, while in the Uber or Lyft or just anything, any curbside confession.
Or somebody like a Postmate delivery, any crazy story dealing with one of those types of things.
Damn, that's tough.
Or maybe anything that's involved a car, like that. Maybe you've been in a ride, like ride with somebody and something happened.
Traffic.
I was in a situation where I was in an Uber and people got in the Uber, and this girl, she was drunk because he picked the Uber picked her up from like I was in Hollywood, picked her up from Hollywood. She was drunk, and the Uber just kept having to pull over for her to throw up.
Oh nah.
Yeah,
oh, you was in the car?
Yeah, I was in the car.
Oh,
he was driving crazy too. It was bad.
Hell no. Hell no. So y'all are you on your
crazy? I don't even think that's that crazy though.
Nah, but damn that, if you got somebody that's throwing up in the road, I don't understand why he just didn't like say, all right, your shit is over. Like, we done right here.
He just kept pulling over.
Damn that.
He just kept pulling over.
Another thing we do is called homegrown hotspots. All right. You mentioned you from Inglewood. All right. So if you had to play the tour guide as a destination, what's maybe a food spot or what one homegrown hotspot that the people gotta check out?
Gotta go
down.
Serving spoon.
Serving spoon.
Yeah, you gotta do that. Do lines. I could keep going.
Let's go with serving spoon. Why serving spoon?
Yeah. I mean, it's fire. It's fire. It's black owned. You know. I mean, I eat breakfast. That's my thing. I would eat breakfast for dinner sometimes. So
hell yeah. Yep.
They just were about to close, and I think they opened a GoFundMe, and they kept the establishment open, man. So salute to the serving spoon. That was really dope for the people to stand up.
For sure, that was beautiful right there.
Do you play video games?
Barely. I don't really play like that.
So you don't.
He only plays cards right. Message.
What have you been doing? What have you been doing during COVID that's not work related to occupy your time?
That's not work related. Sometimes I go hoop with the homies. I'm a boring ass nigga. Sometimes I binge watch Marvel movies.
As you should.
Oh shit.
You know, that's pretty much it. I love like making music. So I'll really be doing that like 9 times out of 10.
All right, manifest your dream collaboration. Who would you like to work with? Put it out there in the universe, and it shall be yours. Go ahead and let me know.
I'm gonna work with Drake one day. It's gonna happen. I believe it.
Drake.
I'm gonna work with him.
2 singing ass niggas.
Yes, sir.
That's gonna be the name of the track right there.
A lot of toxicity.
A lot of toxicity on that. Yeah. Why niggas gotta talk like this and put this hand up when they? Hey man, a lot of toxicity. Yeah. A year. Well, you already said you want to work with Drake, right? He's gonna work with you. It's gonna happen. But the year can't end without you doing what? Without Griff Tyler doing what?
Without me flooding y'all with more content. That's
we talking about music, or we talking about what?
We talking about music with content. That's toxic.
With toxic content. So you trying to drop another project, or is that like something else?
I'm not sure yet, but I know that I got a lot of songs in the tuck that I'll be releasing. For sure.
Hey man, look, if I could lend you some unsolicited advice, let this shit breathe. Push this shit.
Let it marinate.
Let the people really absorb this, because it's a great project. It's a good body of work. I like that you keep it short and sweet. Like, as far as it ain't like 22 songs, you know what I'm saying? It's like you get a cool 9-piece and you out. Like, I fuck with it.
I appreciate that. Definitely gonna take that advice for sure.
Hey, Griff, is there something that you want to make sure that the people know, whether it's about yourself or just anything, man, that we may not have mentioned? Obviously, the project's out right now. They can go support that, grab that, press play on all the back catalog that you got. But if there's something that you didn't or we didn't mention that you want the people to know, it's your opportunity.
One, I just want to let all of LA know that I'm very accessible. You know what I'm saying? I want to work with everybody in this city. We need to start working with each other more and teaming up and, even though we all focus on our individual brands, focus on the brand of this town, because we don't get enough credit for the impact we have on this culture.
Agreed.
So I feel like I want to let everybody know on this platform, hit me up. I'm accessible. I'm ready to work. And two, I just want to shout out my team, Lost Sound and my brothers. They the reason why I'm here right now. You can go follow them at LXST Sound on Instagram. That's all I would like to say.
So is Lost Sound a production group, or is it give people a little more insight to what Lost Sound is?
Right now, it's just a brand. It's just a brand. We plan to extend it and do more with it. Make it a production group. You know, try to publish our own music and everything. Everything that has to do with being in-house and manufacturing everything on our own. Everything.
Got it, man. Well, we appreciate you coming on through, man. And I'm again glad we're able to have this moment again. And if anybody's watching, well, the people that are watching this, stay persistent. You know what I'm saying? Continue to work hard. Continue to just believe in yourself. And you know, things like this can happen. You know what I'm saying? And I for me, this is big. This is a big deal to have you on here because again, just a couple of years ago, you were introducing yourself to me at that show, and now you were guest on it. And we talking about your project and things that are things that will flourish for yourself, man. So I'm proud of you, bro. Keep doing your thing, and we appreciate you coming on through, bro.
Appreciate y'all for having me. Shit was fun, man.
All right, love it, bro.
At I am Griff Tyler, right?
At I am Griff Tyler on Instagram and Twitter. Follow up.
Follow up. Press play on Play Your Cards Right, a West Side Story. Homegrown Radio. Chuck Dizzle, DJ Ed. We'll catch you next time, bro.
Yes, sir.